Welcome back to the deep dive. So you sent over this podcast all about making money online. And wow, it's packed with different ways to do it. I mean, are you thinking side hustle, full-time switch, or just, more financial freedom?
Seems like you're ready to jump into the world of online income, huh? And this episode we're looking at is a great place to start. What I liked is it gets that everyone's goals are different, not just a bunch of random ideas.
That's true. So, okay, let's break down some of these money-making methods. The podcast starts off with freelancing. Seems like that's popular for a lot of people these days.
Yeah, it is. Freelancing is basically taking your skills, whatever they're writing, design, even things like virtual assisting, and offer them to clients online. Sites like Upwork and Fiverr, those make it easy to find clients all over.
But I bet it's not as easy as making a profile and waiting for the money to roll in, right? The episode mentions starting with a competitive rate. But how do you even know what that is?
That's the question. And it's where a lot of new freelancers, they kind of trip up. Don't just look at what everyone else is charging. Think about the value you bring. What problems are you solving for these clients? How much time? How much expertise are you putting in? That's what should guide your pricing.
Right, so it's more about being the expert who solves problems, not just someone desperate for any gig they can get.
Exactly. And building up that good reputation, get those positive reviews, that's how you get those higher paying clients later on.
Gotcha. Okay, so freelancing, check. Then the episode goes into blogging, which feels like a whole different thing.
It is, in a way. With blogging, you're building an audience over time. Gotta find your niche, your passion, and the money comes from ads, sponsored stuff, and something called affiliate marketing.
Affiliate marketing? Yeah, I've heard of it, but I'm still a little fuzzy on how that actually works. Can you break it down?
Sure. Let's say you've got a blog all about, sustainable living. You write a post, recommend some eco-friendly cleaning products, right? You include a special link to that product on Amazon. Someone clicks your link, buys it, bam, you get a commission.
So basically you're getting a cut for sending traffic and sales to someone else's product. Pretty smart.
Yeah.
But I guess you need a lot of people visiting your blog to make real money that way.
True. Building a loyal audience takes time, consistent effort. Got to create that good content, stuff people want to read, and you got to be smart about promoting your blog, social media, and all that.
Sounds like a long game. But if you're passionate about something, it could be a good way to make some passive income eventually.
Totally. And don't forget, blogging is about sharing what you know, connecting with people who are into the same things. Focus on that, and the money will follow eventually.
All right, so we got freelancing, blogging. The next thing this podcast talks about is selling digital products. Now, that one caught my eye because it seems like a way to make more money without working more hours,
Exactly. The cool thing about digital products is you make them once, and then you can sell them again and again. No need to start from scratch every time.
So what kind of digital products are we talking here?
Well, think about why what skills you have that you could turn into something downloadable. Maybe you're a graphic designer, you could make Canva templates, or a writer, you could sell ebooks or courses. Even a musician, you could do online lessons.
Wow, I never thought of it like that. The possibilities are kind of endless.
They are. And places like Etsy, Gumroad, those make it so easy to set up shop and start selling to the whole world.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit. The podcast also highlights YouTube as this huge opportunity for making money online.
Yeah, YouTube's interesting. It's like blogging and digital products all in one. You're making content, attracting viewers, but then you can make money from ads, sponsors, even sell your own merch.
So you don't need to be like a Spielberg to make it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Nope, not at all. This podcast makes it clear you don't need fancy equipment, big budget to start. What you do need is a good idea, post consistently, and make that engaging content people want to watch.
And I feel like personality is a big part of it too, right? People want to connect with the person behind the videos, not just the content itself.
Oh, for sure. Building a community around your channel is key. Talk to your viewers, respond to comments, make them feel like they're part of something.
Now, for those who are into the whole online store thing but don't want to deal with inventory, this podcast talks about dropshipping.
Dropshipping, yeah. It's a different model. Basically, you create an online store, but you partner with suppliers who handle all the storage, packing, shipping. Someone orders from your store, the supplier sends it directly to them.
So you're like the middleman, connecting customers to products without actually keeping any stock yourself. Sounds kind of nice, but I imagine there are some downsides. There are. You're relying on those suppliers to have good quality products, ship on time, all that, and you're not buying in bulk, so your profits might be a bit lower than if you were doing traditional retail.
So it's like a trade-off. You're trading the hassle of inventory for maybe smaller profits.
Yeah, exactly. But for someone just starting out, want to test the waters without a big investment, dropshipping can be a good option.
Okay, so we've covered a lot. Freelancing, blogging, digital products, YouTube, dropshipping. It's a lot to take in.
It is, and we're just getting started. There's still so much more to talk about, ways to make money online, from selling handmade stuff to online tutoring. We'll dive into all that in part 2 of our deep dive.
Welcome back. We're in the middle of our deep dive into online income, and in part 1, we talked about things like freelancing, blogging, dropshipping. You mentioned you're interested in the creative stuff, which is perfect, because this episode has some really cool ideas for that.
I'm ready to hear more. What else does it suggest for, someone who's kind of artsy? Well, there's this thing called print on demand. It's like a mix of design and being an entrepreneur. Imagine designing t-shirts, mugs, phone cases, whatever, and then having a service that actually prints, packages, ships it all for you.
So I wouldn't have to buy a ton of stuff up front or deal with packing boxes and going to the post office. Sounds pretty awesome.
Right. You just focus on the creative part, come up with those cool designs people are going to love. And companies like Printful, Redbubble, they handle all the rest. Pretty smart way to use your artistic skills and turn them into an actual product.
But how do you get people to actually see your designs, buy them? Do you have to do all the marketing yourself?
You got to put in some effort, yeah. But places like Etsy and Redbubble, they already have those built-in marketplaces where you can list your stuff. And of course, social media, got to promote, build a following, all that.
So it's like creativity meets business smarts. Interesting combo.
Speaking of creative ways to earn, what about online tutoring? I've always liked the idea of sharing knowledge, and it seems like all these online platforms have opened up a whole new world for that. You're right. Online tutoring has blown up lately. It's a great way to use your expertise, whatever your subject is. Platforms like VIP Kid, Chegg, they connect you with students all over the world. You could be teaching English to someone in China or helping a kid in California with their math homework.
Wow, that's amazing. It's not just teaching, it's like making a difference in someone's life, maybe even across the world. But what if you don't have a teaching degree? Can anyone do online tutoring?
People think you need that, but it's not always true. Some platforms might, but a lot of them care more about your expertise and if you can communicate well. You can tutor in anything you're passionate about and know well, whether it's music, coding, cooking, even fitness.
That's good to know. So it's more about passion and breaking down those complex topics into lessons people can understand.
Exactly. It's sharing your knowledge in a way that's engaging, supportive, helping those students grasp the concepts and succeed.
This podcast is full of options that combine, like passion and making money. What else does it have?
How about this one? Might speak to your artistic side. Selling stock photos and videos. If you're into photography or videography, you can actually make money by uploading your work to sites like Shutterstock or Adobe Stock.
Wait, people actually buy those generic photos and videos you see everywhere?
They do. Think about it. Websites, blog posts, presentations, they all need visuals.
Yeah.
Not everyone has the time or skills to create their own high-quality stuff. That's where stock comes in.
So if you have a good eye and you know how to use a camera or edit in software, you could make some passive income from your creative work.
Exactly. Monetize a hobby or even turn it into a full-time gig if you're really into it.
Okay, adding that to my must-explore list. I'm getting overwhelmed by all these options.
It's a lot, I know.
Yeah.
Don't worry, you don't have to do everything at once. Find what really speaks to you and start there, one thing at a time.
Good advice. All right, so we've covered some creative stuff, print on demand, online tutoring, selling photos and videos. What else is there?
Well, in this digital age, everyone needs a strong online presence, right? For businesses, personal brands, everything. And that's where social media management comes in.
You mean getting paid to scroll through Facebook and Instagram? Where do I sign up?
Ha! If only it were that simple. It's a real skill, this social media management thing. Creating, engaging content, building a community, strategically using platforms like Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, all to achieve specific goals.
So it's more than just posting pretty pictures and clever captions. There's a strategy behind it all.
Oh, yeah. A good social media manager, they understand each platform, how to target the right people. They can even track data to see how well their campaigns are doing.
Sounds like a mix of marketing, creativity, and data stuff. That's a unique skill set. Where do you even find clients for that? Who's looking for a social media manager?
The podcast mentions Fiverr and LinkedIn as good places to start. You can also network with businesses locally or even reach out to those influencers, the brands you like, see if they need help with their online stuff.
Okay, so social media management. What else?
All right, here's one that might interest you. Voiceover work. If you have a good voice, speak clearly, and can tell a story, you could make money doing voiceovers for commercials, videos, even audiobooks.
I always love doing silly voices impressions. I think that counts as a marketable skill.
It could. You got to find your niche, develop your range. There are these platforms, voices.com, ACX for audiobooks, where you make a profile, show off what you can do, and connect with clients looking for specific voices.
So you don't need, like, professional recording studio to start.
A decent microphone, a quiet space, that's a good start. You don't need the fancy studio right away. Lots of voiceover artists start simple and upgrade as they get more experience, bigger projects.
This is starting to sound like fun. Adding voiceover to the must-explore list.
Definitely a field where you can let your personality shine. Now, if you're more detail-oriented, good with language, the podcast mentions transcription jobs as another option.
Transcription. Isn't that like listening to audio and typing it out? Sounds kind of boring.
It can be, but it's a skill a lot of people need. Think about all the podcasts, interviews, lectures, meetings. All that needs to be transcribed for accessibility or just to have a written record.
True, I didn't think about it like that. So we're talking legal transcripts or just general stuff?
Could be both. Sites like Rev and TranscribeMe, they offer all kinds of projects, business meetings, medical dictations, college lectures, all sorts. You pick what interests you, fits your skills.
You know what? I might be good at that. I'm a pretty fast typer, and I'm good at catching those little details in language.
Then give it a shot. The cool thing about transcription is you can often work from home, set your own hours, super flexible.
Okay, so voiceover, transcription. What else is on the menu for making money online?
Remember how you said you were drawn to the creative stuff? This podcast talks about Etsy, and it's like a gold mine for anyone who loves making and selling handmade things.
Etsy. Oh man, I've spent hours on Etsy looking at all the cool stuff people make. Never thought of it as a way to make money myself, though.
It's perfect for anyone who enjoys crafts, whatever it is, jewelry, clothes, home decor, art prints, even custom gifts. Etsy's got that built-in marketplace, tons of people looking for handmade stuff.
That's true. I've definitely bought some Etsy gifts before.
See? And Etsy is all about supporting small businesses, entrepreneurs. You set your own prices, manage your own inventory, talk to your customers directly.
So it's like turn a hobby into a side hustle or even a full-time business if you're dedicated enough.
Exactly. Be your own boss, set your own hours, and be creative with your products.
Okay, Etsy's officially on the list. What else does this podcast have for us?
Well, we've been talking about active income, right? Where you're trading your time and skills for money. But the podcast also brings up a different approach. Invest in.
Invest in? That sounds kind of scary. I always thought you needed a ton of money and had to be like a financial whiz to get into stocks and stuff.
A lot of people think that. But with these online platforms like Robinhood, Webull, it's way easier to start investing, even with just a little bit of money.
Isn't it risky, though? I always hear about people losing all their money in the stock market.
There's risk with any investment, for sure. But the key is to educate yourself, start small, and diversify.
Diversify? What's that?
Basically, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Spread your investments around, stocks, bonds, real estate, different things. That way, you lower your overall risk.
Okay, that makes sense. But how do you know which stocks to pick or how to manage your investments? It seems so complicated.
There's a lot of stuff out there to help you learn. Online courses, books, even financial advisors can help you out.
So you don't need a fancy degree in finance to get started?
Not at all. Start small, learn as you go, and invest for the long term. That's the key.
Okay, investing. Got it. So we've gone through a ton of ways to make money online in this episode. This has been eye-opening.
It has, and we're not done yet. In part 3, we'll put it all together, talk about the key takeaways, and give you some steps you can take to start exploring the opportunities that really stood out to you.
Wow. We've really been through the ringer with this deep dive. Freelancing, blogging, print on demand, invest in. It's amazing how many ways there are to make money online. It's kind of mind-blowing.
It is, and so many of them, they play to your creativity, your passions, and that desire for, more flexibility, more control over your work life.
Totally. Talking through all these options, it's got me thinking about my own skills, what I'm interested in, and I'm seeing some real possibilities here. That whole digital products thing, like online courses or templates, that really speaks to me.
Right.
Combines my love of teaching and design, and you could reach people all over the world.
That's awesome. That's what this deep dive is all about. Not just throwing ideas around, but helping you see what you're good at, what excites you, finding what fits your goals, your dreams.
That's a key takeaway for anyone listening, all right? There's no one right way to make money online. What works for one person might not work for another. It's got to be the right fit for your skills, your interests, your life.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to try different things. Experiment a little. You might surprise yourself with what you discover, what you can do.
Another thing we keep seeing is that success doesn't happen overnight. Building a real online income, that takes time, effort, and being willing to learn, adapt as you go.
It's a journey, not a finish line, right? There'll be bumps in the road, but if you're persistent, keep that growth mindset, you can get through them and reach your goals.
For sure. And you don't have to do it alone. There's tons of help out there. Online communities, courses, mentors, coaches.
Surround yourself with people who inspire you, push you to be better, and believe in what you can do.
So we're wrapping up this deep dive. What's one action step you'd recommend for our listeners who are feeling inspired, ready to explore these online income possibilities?
Pick one thing that really calls to you and go all in on researching it. The nitty-gritty details, resources, connect with people who are already doing it.
Love it. Don't just let this info sit there. Take that first step, even a small one. You never know what amazing stuff might be waiting for you just around the corner.
And the online world, it never stops changing. There's always something new popping up, so stay curious, stay flexible, keep learning.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into online income. We hope we've sparked your curiosity, helped you take control of your financial future.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep reaching for those dreams.